Behind me is the cheapest A-Class 2022 plate I bought from Salvage Auction. From the photos, it looks like it's just the front passenger side damage. But this is a big gamble for us because the run condition says the engine does not turn on. Apart from the front end, the bodywork on this car doesn't look too bad. The driver's side wing looks okay. Driver's side doors, the rear quarter panel all look good. Obviously, we'll have a lot of work to do on the front. The passenger wing also needs replacing. Passenger side doors look okay. The rear quarter panel also looks good. And the back also looks very good. The bodywork apart from the front isn't too bad. The good spec model, it's got the ambience lighting. It's got the, no, it doesn't have no memory seats. It doesn't have no panel roof, but it does have a virtual dash. It's a premium, so the specs are okay. When I bought this car on auction, it did say the engine does not turn on. And that is our biggest problem here because the damage itself doesn't look too bad. I mean, we'll only really be able to tell once we strip down the bodywork. Taking a look at the front, we know straight away we need a passenger wing, we need a front bumper, a slam panel, air filter housing, air intake pipe, washer bottle, and many other bits. But before we can even begin working on this car, we need to make sure the engine works and we need to get the engine running. To begin with, the first thing that we're going to do is check the pyro fuse. When a car gets into the accident, depending how bad the damage is, the pyro fuse can blow. And that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to swap this across. I bought a new one. I'm going to put a new one on and hopefully it turns on. And if it doesn't, it's probably something else. Pyro fuses are linked to a car's crash sensors. So in the event of a collision like this one, the fuse activates to disconnect the battery and prevent potential electrical fires or short circuits. It's very straightforward to replace the pyro fuse. We just need to unplug the cable and then we have 2 screws on either side. We need to open those. We've changed the pyro fuse. Now we're going to just reconnect the battery and see if the car turns on. I'm going to just temporarily put all of this in just to see if it will turn on. I know I should tighten everything, but let's just see if it turns on and then we'll get back to that. I'm not convinced this is going to work because the pyro fuse didn't look like it was popped to me. So I don't think this will turn on. We'll give it a go. That's what we're seeing. Okay. It semi-turned on and then just shut down. So it semi-turned on. So the car turned on, not completely turned on. So we know the starter is okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with the pyro fuse. I mean, we've changed that now. Let's check the fuses first, and then we'll plug it into the machine and see what it tells us. Okay, we're going to check the fuse box now. Let's just see if... I'm just going to go through it all because I think the fuse box has been changed. So I just want to make sure everything is okay. Okay, this is green, then this is earth. All is good. Fuses at the front is good. These fuses are the starter motor, even though we know the starter motor turns on. So it shouldn't be that. The fuses look good to me. I do see a lot of wires just cut or unplugged over here. As we can see, all these ones, I think they're probably for the headlight, some sensors, this is washer bottle. But what's this? Okay, looks like it's... This wire to me looks quite important because we've got one here. This one has come off. This is the earth wire. What we're going to do now is connect this together to see if the engine does turn on. The problem we have, this needs to be soldered back on. We need to figure out a way to reconnect this wire. I just need to know if the engine's working. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one side to here, the other side to there. This should be the same as it connected directly onto here. Now I've connected that in, kind of. We're gonna see if the car turns on. I really hope it does. So we've changed the pyro fuse. We've made sure the fuse box is on the engine, it's all good. We now have connected, which I believe might be the earth wire, and hopefully it turns on. I'm hoping it does turn on, because otherwise, I don't know what could be next. Here we go. Done it. Okay, so it's just that wire. Literally just that wire. It's not even a pyro fuse. Now we know the engine's okay. We know the engine turns on. We can shift our focus on actually repairing this car. We will begin by removing the bonnet. We'll also need to remove the washer jet pipe hose, which is clipped onto the bonnet and is used to sprinkle water onto the windscreen. We will also need to remove the bonnet strut, which has a clip holding it into place. Once we pop this clip out, the bonnet strut will just come out of its place and the bonnet will be loose. To remove the bonnet from its hinges, we've got 2 screws on either sides. Once we unbolt those, the bonnet should just come off. Removing the bonnet is usually a 2-man job, but in this case, I thought the A-class bonnets are not very big and they're not very heavy either, so I was able to do this by myself. The next thing we'll work on is the front bumper. And to remove this, we'll begin by unscrewing the bolts on the top which connects to the slam panel. On the bumper, just above the headlight, there's a screw which connects the wing to the bumper. We will need to remove that as well. We have another 2 screws located underneath the headlight which connect the bumper to the wing, and we'll need to remove those as well. We don't need to worry about the passenger side because, as you can see, it's damaged, so there's no screws connecting the bumper to the wing. Now we need to remove the clips that's holding the arch liner to the inner brackets of the bumper. Now we've taken off all the screws, the bumper should just come off. I am just unclipping the cable that goes into the parking sensor loom. The next step is to remove the slam panel. We've got bolts on either side we need to take off, but to get to them, we need to first take off the headlight. Obviously, as you can see on the passenger side, we don't need to take off the headlight. There's no headlight there. And the headlight is very easy to take off. There's just 2 screws on the top and then 1 screw underneath the headlight where the bracket for the radiator also goes. Now I'm taking off the foam and the crash sensor. Now the headlight is off, it's very easy just to get to the bolt which holds the slam panel. There's another bolt we need to remove which holds the slam panel to the chassis. I'm just unscrewing the radiator air intake shutter. We need to get that off to get the slam panel off. We definitely need another air intake hose. As you can see, that's all cracked and broken in many pieces. The bonnet lock does look damaged. We'll probably need a new one, but in the meantime, we need to take it off anyway to get the slam panel off. There we have it. We've managed to take off the slam panel completely. And there's just one last crash sensor which I need to take off. There we go. The slam panel's off. We know exactly what we need now. There are still some bits that I need to take off, like the air filter housing box. But I'm going to leave that on there, and once we get the new air filter box, we'll replace it straight away. So guys, we've done the complete strip down of the front end, As you can see, the chassis is okay. There's no chassis damage. That's my biggest concern. All good. Engine turns on. There's no chassis damage. Everything else is just the parts we can replace. But there are quite a few parts we need to replace. We do need to change the air filter box, the air hose pipe, the washer fluid. The crash bar looks okay. It looks good to me. It's straight. There's no damage on either side, which is good news. Radiator is okay. It's holding coolant. As you can see here, it's all good. Happy with that. Obviously, we need to order a headlight. And there's so many other bits and bobs that we need to order for that side. All in all, it's a good result. The parts on these cars are not too expensive either. So we're going to go back, order all the parts, and then we'll see when the parts come in, we'll put it all back onto the car. So I ordered all the parts, and I'm hoping we have all we need to complete a rebuild. But the good news is we don't have nothing to do inside the car because there's no airbags out, there's no seatbelts deployed. We are okay for the inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to start from here, and the first thing we're going to change is the bonnet hinges. As you can see, the bonnet hinges is a little bit bent. If I keep this on the car, it'll be very, very difficult to get the alignment correct with the bonnet and with the wing and with the bumper. So what we're going to do is change both of them. These were £30 each from Mercedes, and they're actually cheaper than eBay. So we're going to swap these now, put both of them in, and work our way forward. In order for us to change the hinges, we need to take off the wing because the bolts are located just on the inside and it's impossible to reach with the wing still on. Now, I'm unscrewing the bolts holding the wing in its place. This should then allow me to get to the hinge bolts, unscrew them, and get them replaced. Taking the bolt off here, here, one here, and it's loose. I figured a way out to get the bonnet hinges off without taking off the complete wing. And as we can see, it's a bit dark, but there is two bolts holding on the hinges together, and I could access them. I've got my hands in. I'm about to take off the bolt. There's two bolts here holding the bonnet hinges. And this is the second one. I dropped it. But we took it out. This is our old one and this is our new one. And we can tell the difference. This is bent. This is not bent. So the next thing we're going to do is change the air filter housing, which I bought from eBay. This is located just underneath here, behind our ECU. And as you can see, our one, all the clips are broken. And we need to take the ECU off, then get to the air filter housing and then swap it with this one. This just basically ensures that clean air goes into the engine and all the dirt doesn't get sucked in. Let's go. To take off the ECU, just 4 screws here, and now this is loose. We'll keep the connectors on, and we'll take off the wire carrier. Just clip it in. This is loose now. Amazing. So this is off. We'll leave it here. There we go. As you can see, our clips are broken here, broken here, broken here, and here. So we definitely need to change that. This is our new one. As you can see, these clips here, which just slide in, are stuck here. So the pieces from the old one are still stuck. So we need to remove these. Because the top is a rubbery piece that goes in, I'm going to just use a pliers to hold it. Okay, that didn't go to plan. Do that again. There we go. I can see some movement. This is it. We got it out. I've got all the broken pieces out. Now we're going to put the new one back in. The green is to align with those holes here and it should go straight in. We're going to slide the cable holders back into place. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Now that's gone back in. We put the pipe back in. We put the cable bracket back in. It's sitting properly, and now we're good to screw the EC back into place. That wasn't the engine, that was the fireworks. Cameraman got scared. Solid, all back into place. Next thing we're gonna do is swap the washer bottle. I picked this up from eBay, £80. It's not bad. Comes with all the plugs. If you recall from the first video, the engine wasn't turning on because of this earth wire here. So I had an auto electrician come out and swap this for us and repair all the wires here. We've only got this wire here, which is for the air temperature sensor, which goes onto the front bumper lower grille. I don't have the part, so we wasn't able to fix this, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this right to the end. Once to complete everything, we'll go under it, we'll jack it up, go under it and reconnect this. But we need to replace the pipe here. It's a pipe which connects to the washer bottle pump and goes all the way around and up here and sprinkles water onto the windscreen. Our one is cut from the accident, so we need to replace it. And there we go. I bought this from eBay. It's about 50 quid. Now we're going to replace the washer fluid hose. Very straightforward to replace. It's just one hose going all the way down to the washer bottle. This is the old one. We managed to slide it back out, so you can see it's cut here. Or we could just throw it straight to the bin. And we're putting the new one in. So we'll leave it like this for now. And now we're going to focus on the washer bottle. To position this, one rubbery piece will sit onto here. One other piece will just go into here. And the final piece is one screw which connects the bottle onto the chassis. And now that is solid. Connect the sensor. Solid. So we've reconnected the washer hose. As you can see, the fluid, the pipes are here, connected all back in, all back into here. Next thing we're going to do is we've got the cable here and we're just going to plug the horn back in. So we've connected the washer bottle, we've connected the horn, we've plugged it back in, we've plugged the hoses back in, and we've plugged the cable back in. We're going to move away from this area now and focus on the slam panel. I bought this off eBay for £150, and this is our old slam panel. We need to remove these bits, put it on here, and put that onto the car. Let's go. This slam panel radiator carrier piece is so important because it needs to line up here and here. If it doesn't line up properly, then we have a serious problem with either the chassis on this side has moved or something has gone wrong. But I'm hoping that's not the case, and I'm hoping it just aligns up straight away. Moment of truth. We're going to put this slam panel back on. I've managed to put the slam panel back. The good news is this aligns up with the holes here and on this side. So we know we don't have any alignment problems on either side. The chassis is okay. So this is good news. We're just going to put the bolts back in. I've screwed this back on, not completely tight, just because we're going to need to move it around a little bit until we get the alignment correct, and then we can screw this in properly. We're going to reconnect the bonnet lock. There's just 3 screws that go into here, and it locks the bonnet onto the slam panel. And I'm going to shift over and work on the front bumper now. As you can see, this is an old bumper, the broken one, and this is our new bumper, which isn't in the best condition, so we will need to get this resprayed. Now we're going to take off the driver's side lower grille and all the bracket inside, and we're going to put it onto this one. All of this is just all clips, and we just have to be careful we're not breaking any other clips. Okay, glue. It's all glue over here. So we need to put glue back on. This is underneath, this is on top. Okay, this comes off quite easily, just like that. This is also glue. Everything's glue. So I've got the adhesive, the tiger seal, and we need to put it back in the same spots that was on our old bumper. I've cleaned and prepped this, so we should be good just to put the glue back on. Here I'm using the tiger seal adhesive. It creates a permanent and a very strong bond with the inner brackets and the bumper. We transfer all the pieces from our old bumper onto the new one. I usually like to leave the glue for 24 hours just to ensure a very solid bond. I don't have any clamps, so I'll make do with the jump start clamps just to hold the pieces against the bumper. We then repeat the same process just on the other side. We're going to take a break from this because I'm going to show you our future project. Thank you. All right. Oh, should we reveal it? Might as well reveal it. I won't talk too much about it, but it's a AMG C43. But you've not seen the front yet. Whilst we wait for the bumper glue to dry up, we're going to focus on tying everything up, putting back all the parts on here. It's easier for us now to put the mud guard back on whilst everything's exposed. And now, what we'll do is get to the headlights. So the good thing about these headlights is as long as you have your ballast from your old headlight, you won't need to reprogram it. Plug and play. You put it in and it will work. But if your ballast is new, then you most likely need to program it. In our case, we still had the old ballast, so this should work for us. I'll actually start with the right side because I just remember this has been broken, so we will need. This is the driver side headlight. We're just going to put it back into place. We just got to play around with it to get to the right place. So we're screwing here, in here, and one just here. And there's a bit of movement here, so it could help us align. The third bolt is just over here. I won't completely tighten it up just because we need to adjust the alignment first. So now the air intake hose has gone into here and we need to clip the other side just into here. Okay, solid now. And now this is left, which goes just over here. Perfect. Starting to come together now. Without jacking up the car, I'm going to see if I can remove this under tray here. Because on the other side, it's broken. There are some screws here. This one is undone, but there are a few more just further down. So we need to spin this wheel. Next one will be just under here. We can tell there's something holding this on. We'll try to get to that. So I've opened 2 screws in the middle, 3 at the back here. There is actually one more screw there. I missed one out. There we go. Now it's time to put the bonnet back on. It's just 3 bolts on each side connecting the hinges to the bonnet. Next, we need to fit the bonnet strut. The clip is a bit tricky to put back on and will need some force,
but this will keep it from coming out of its place. There's a slight dent on this bonnet, which we'll take to the body shop to either repair or replace. We need to take off the bits from the old bonnet and put them onto the new bonnet. We have a problem. I closed the bonnet to try to check the alignment here, which isn't very good, and we'll get onto in a minute. But now we closed it, we can't open the bonnet because the bonnet cable is stuck. I've gone to pop open the bonnet. Now it's not opening, and I'll show you. So we'll just go, it's just the bonnet hinge here. The cable is either gone off. I can see it's very loose behind it. There you see. This is the bonnet. This is the cable. And as much as we try to pull it, it doesn't do anything on the other side. As we can see, the bonnet hinge just over here is hooked onto the bonnet latch. And when we try to pull the bonnet cable to pop open the latch, it's not moving. And as we can see, it's completely locked in just under here. So we need to figure out a way to pop open this latch and pop open the hood and see what's going on. I unlocked the two screws that connect the bonnet hinges onto the bonnet, just one over here and one over here. And I managed to just open it like, there we go. Now we could focus on fixing this. I'm just unscrewing the bonnet latch to see if we can get this fixed. Otherwise, we'll just need to buy another one. The way this bonnet lock works is now it's locked. And when we pull the cable from inside the car, this will open up the bonnet and bonnet will pop open. So this should go somewhere here. Bonnet latch is correctly connected on the other side. This is as far as it could go. So what it looks like is there's a plastic piece that goes on top of here, which is broken, which holds this bonnet latch in place like this. So when we pull it, this will go, found a broken piece. So we'll buy another one. This is the new one. This is the old one. The old one was missing a bracket just over here where the cable goes and sticks onto the white plastic. The cable will go onto here, will clips on here. So when we pull the cable, it will open the latch. Perfect, all is in. This cable needs to go back. There we go. I put the bonnet back on, but we have a big problem because the alignment is very, very bad because as you can see, the bonnet is lifted up. We did change the bonnet hinge. The alignment here, very, very poor. This wing, sitting low, so it's damaging the headlight. And when we put the bumper back on, it just wouldn't fit. So what we need to do is just completely replace this, which I've got the replacement part here. Gonna put this on. But for us to get to these bolts, we need to take off the side skirt. Once we take this off, we can access the two bolts here. We'll take off the wing completely, and then we'll have access to the bonnet hinge. Then we can check if we've put the bonnet hinge wrong, if the alignment is wrong, but we'll be able to see once we take off the wing. Need to get the side skirt open. Two screws here, I've undone. Bit of movement on it, and it should all just be clips we can just pull out. Without taking off the whole of the side skirt, I'm able to reach to the two bolts at the bottom, which is holding this wing in place. The final bolt is just over here. Now we've taken off the wing, we can focus on the bonnet hinges. I'm going to unscrew this. I'm going to unscrew these two bolts and see if we could push it down slightly. By removing the wing, we can now push the bonnet hinges down. I also fitted a new wing as the one we had was bent at the edges and digging into the headlight. The alignment now looks much better. However, we still have an issue with the bonnet sitting a bit high. Since it's aluminium, it's possible it's lost its shape from the damage towards the front corner. We will let the body shop take a look when we take it in for respray. Now I'm putting the front bumper back on, and it's looking like how an A-Class should look. It does look really, really good. This wasn't a straightforward rebuild, but seeing the car like this definitely makes it worth it. We put the front bumper back on the car and the build is almost complete. What we do have left is to align the bonnet. As you can see, the bonnet is off. My main focus was to get the alignment correct on the bumper and the wing and the headlight, and we've done a very good job of that. Now this is the final piece of the jigsaw. Before we could put the badge back in here, we need to put the radar sensor back in. Cable goes into here. The radar sensor, we plug it in. The click is in place. That's in. And finally, the badge. The build is now 95% complete. The bonnet needs some work, clearly, as the alignment is completely off. We will most likely need to buy another bonnet. I will now take it to bodywork to get the front bumper and wing resprayed and the bonnet looked at. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. I've got some exciting content coming soon, from Mercedes C43 to GLAs to Range Rovers. Stay tuned.